So first off, this is gonna be my third video in the past few weeks that I've talked about Ben Simmons, but as the title suggests, I think Ben Simmons next season should be playing the center position, aka the 5, and of course that means that I don't think he should stay on the Philadelphia 76ers, and I definitely think Ben Simmons, should be playing the center position. Actually, first of all, if you like to comment, share. I know I say this a lot, but you know what I'm saying, it helps other channels. So yeah, I think Ben Simmons, I already made a video, of course, on why Ben Simmons should get traded, what trade scenarios could be for Ben Simmons. If you haven't checked it, I guess check it out. But I think that Ben Simmons, the reason why I think he should play the 5 is because Ben Simmons cannot space out the floor. And not only can he not space out the floor, he doesn't have any offensive game at all. Like, he doesn't have a jump shot, a hook shot, a floater, at nothing. He's supposed to be the best player in the NBA. Despite his offensive woes, the Sixers were still supposed to win the series, but he still got cooked by Trae Young. Trae Young was dropping 40, and it got so bad to where they ended up putting Ben Simmons on Kevin Huerter and Lou Will, and he still really didn't even do that great. He can't space out the floor. I mean, he stands in the dunker spot anyway, and he plays the pick and roll a lot for a point guard. So I think those are kind of the main reasons why I think he plays center. Also, because when you're a center, you don't really need to shoot 3 balls. You don't need to space out the floor. You got guys like Rudy Gobert, Jonas Valanciunas, Clint Capella, who are just athletic, who can run the pick and roll. So you don't really need to be a good 3-point shooter to play the center position or to even be a really good center. But on to the main part of the video, and that is, of course, what team would Ben Simmons play for if he did play the center position? So the first team, in my opinion, that he should go to, that I really want him to go to, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder right now are a team that doesn't really have that much expectations. And if Ben Simmons went to the Thunder and played center, in my opinion, just could give him a bunch of touches. And also, defensively, Ben Simmons is very versatile to the point where, I think he could definitely play the center position at a solid rate. His career high in points per game, and probably one of his best games, at least of the season, was against the Jazz, where he played center without Joel Embiid, against the Defensive Player of the Year, where he dropped 42 points. So I think that offensively, he might be able to create some mismatches. And the Thunder have such a versatile team. Baisley, Pokusevski. I mean, they could even draft Scotty Barnes. That offensively and defensively, this team could really, be very versatile to the point where Ben Simmons might not even have to, specifically guard the main dominant center. Plus, I mean, if this doesn't work out, he could always just go back to point guard as well, because the Thunder have some good guards, Theo Maledon, Ty Jerome, and Shai Gilgeous, but I still think there's some minutes for him to play guard if they wanted to test him out there. And yeah, as I said, I think Ben Simmons would get whatever jump shots he wants. I think the Thunder would be more than glad to, let him, experiment with his offensive game in the season. I think that's the main reason he didn't want to experiment with his offensive game in the regular season. If he did that, honestly, he would be a lot better off. I think he would develop a game, because practicing your jump shot is a lot different than, actually taking jump shots in the regular season. So yeah, in my opinion, he should just practice in the regular season, and that would be a team that he could definitely practice on. Also, I think that, they're probably gonna have to trade Kemba Walker, Lou Dort. I mean, they might have to trade Shai, but I mean, if I was the Thunder, I would really want to trade Kemba Walker. But they might have to trade Shai because Sixers just declined to trade for Malcolm Brogdon and the 13th overall pick. So I don't know if the Sixers want to get Kemba Walker, especially after the season he had. Another team, the two other teams I have are the Hornets and the Warriors. The Hornets are a team I would love the Ben Simmons to go to. They have Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham, Malik Monk, Miles Bridges, Jaden McDaniels. They have a lot of assets to throw at the Sixers if they wanted to execute a trade. And again, they have a need for a center position. And I think LaMelo and Ben Simmons, that'll be a great transition defense. Ben Simmons is at his best in transition. He's at his best, on the run, when the defense is trying to adjust. So him playing the center position, he can honestly just rebound and then go on the fast break. And since he's such a good playmaker, that could be a very, very effective, strategy. And yeah, if the Hornets didn't want to, keep Ben Simmons, if the experiment didn't work, he could also play the guard position, because they would, of course, trade some guards like maybe Graham and Rozier for, Ben Simmons. And also, I mean, they also have the 11th overall pick, so if it doesn't work out, they always just, start Kai Jones or, maybe start some other center. The Hornets are a little bit of a question mark team, though, because, I mean, I mean, it's more of a risk since they don't have a center and they just missed out on the playoffs, so they might have higher expectations. And then, of course, the Warriors. The last team I have is the Warriors. There might be other teams I could think of. These are only 3 teams I can think of off the top of my head. The Warriors could very much use Ben Simmons. They have Steph Curry and Clay, and if Ben Simmons got more aggressive, that could really free up the offensive space for him. And again, he's versatile in defense, but not only that, I mean, if he didn't want to guard the center, Draymond Green could always guard the opposing team's best big man. So I think that could be good for Ben Simmons. The only problem with the Warriors is that I don't know what the assets they would trade for Ben Simmons. I hope the Thunder do a trade for either Ben Simmons or Evan Mobley. I'll have a video maybe about that. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to do this video. Like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm out.